Happily, Nigeria had our independence in 1960. The joy was much. We felt we were at the top of the world. We had the impression that cheating had come to an end because of the achievement of independence. But who could have questioned the good intention of patriotic leaders? This independence of 1960 was supposed to give us a sense of freedom, but the reverse was the case. Welcome to Nigeria History, titled Nigeria Past, Present and Future Hope. This is not to tarnish anybody's image nor embarrass the country, Nigeria as a whole, no. But the way and manner the government is being run with selfishness, carelessness, and not mindful of the consequences of uncultured attitude that have brought us into the mess we found ourselves today. And what are the best ways to tackle these challenges is what I want to talk about. Our elders say one's predicament is originated from the time immemorial. Our carelessness of yesterday has brought us hardship and disorderliness today. What is the solution? You and me. Since there is no other country to be called ours than Nigeria, let us rebuild this nation. It is very important to know what transpired yesteryears in Nigeria's politics and what is happening in the corridors of powers today, so as to get prepared for the future. Therefore, this is to eradicate ignorance on the part of the general public on how they are being governed with deceptions by the so-called leaders in Nigeria. So, let me introduce the topic: Nigeria Past, Present and Future Hope. Nigeria Past and Present, which can be said to be how Nigeria was run yesteryears during the time of independence before military takeover of 1966, and what is happening in Nigeria of today. It is necessary to learn from what happened in the past. When did things begin to go wrong and we decided to ignore them, and why we found ourselves in the mess today. So, studying the past and present will prepare Nigerians for what awaits us tomorrow. We can equally say that Nigeria yesterday and today is a political history of Nigeria. What do I mean by political history? Yesterday becomes history today, whereas what is being practiced, acted, said or done today is the history of tomorrow. Therefore, history can be said to be an antidote to tackling any unpleasant situation faced by a person, group of people, or a country. A person or nation with no sense of history is said to be brainless, with no direction of dealing with a situation when there's need for it. So, history becomes part of human life. Our elders believe that history is a continuous process. However, political history in Nigeria may be defined as a document of political struggles of a set of people who aspired for one post or the other politically, but being referred to as an event in the past. Political history in Nigeria can be said to be a period of struggle for independence, when our heroes took it upon themselves to have self-government. Nigeria was ruled by the colonial masters for many years before our independence on 1st October 1960. The white opinion about Africa was that our mentality was as black as our skin. That is, we were empty. They saw the black as intellectually powerless people. That, as a result, made us inferior to them. But when it was time for a change, both old and young people stood against the cheats and fought for independence. Happily, Nigeria had our independence in 1960. The joy was much. We felt we were at the top of the world. We had the impression that cheating had come to an end because of the achievement of independence. But who could have questioned the good intention of patriotic leaders? This independence of 1960 was supposed to give us a sense of freedom, but the reverse was the case. Some of the so-called leaders got to the top, saw the Nigerian wealth as national cake, and decided that it must be shared only by the privileged. It is generally believed that the main problem facing this country is bad leadership. This means that some of our leaders are corrupt. But the question now is, who are these corrupt leaders? One gets surprised when our leaders are found in a public gathering blaming the Nigeria problems on bad leadership, even though Nigerians know them and they know themselves. But who dares tell them the lack of future consideration is causing some untold hardship and setback? What a planless set of people. Education is not in good shape. A situation whereby some students look for special centers to pass their papers during the time of writing their WAEC or SSCE. What will the students in that category become in Nigeria's future? Criminals and touts in the society. There's no intention of making public schools standard. Only the rich can afford to send their children to good schools. Instead of creating job opportunities, they create poverty because that is the area they get their kudos from hungry Nigerians who are being rescued from hunger majorly during electoral periods. During the time of the patriotic leaders, I'm talking about those that fought for independence. Before one graduated from school, jobs will have been waiting. What really goes wrong in Nigeria of today? Someone says it is as a result of overpopulation. But to me, that should not be an excuse. Had it been we got it right by having good leaders before now, things would not have been so bad this way. A good leader prepares ahead of tomorrow. Nigeria hospitals are meant for the less privileged because the hospitals are not well equipped. But as a result of superiority complex, the rich go abroad for treatment whenever they fall sick. What about electricity power supply? Things do not seem to work well in Nigeria again. These corrupt politicians are so callous, wicked, and selfish to the point that instead of using the stolen money for the betterment of Nigerians by establishing industries that will create job opportunities for the unemployed, even though it is not normal, they prefer taking the loot abroad or dig a hole inside their compound, get stolen money in there without considering if the money get decayed or destroyed. As it is usually said that the mistakes of the past affect the future, it is therefore very significantly necessary to trace Nigeria's history from the very beginning of our existence so as to know where the problems began and possible solutions to the problems discovered. Because it is said that a society cannot grow better than our leaders. If you are enjoying this program, share, like, and subscribe. Till we meet on our next episode, remain blessed. God bless you and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.